Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's me, A. Proustian, and I am here still in Chief Gant's office. I think just examining things still. So let's examine this desk. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her? Or in memory of the crime? An interesting question. Something I'm appreciating about this story is how they have made Chief Gant pretty suspicious, not immediately upon meeting him, but not too long after. I feel like I started suspecting him of stuff, and the story's leaned into that. Instead of trying to pretend that he's not suspicious, it's like now the characters, like Phoenix, is starting to be suspicious too. And I kind of like that. Okay. And this was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. No, I'm sure he did not think that. Gee, you think? Let's see... Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. Ooh. Wonder what he was reading. Now, this looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. That's what Edgeworth said. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. Yeah, that's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. Yeah, that's what Edgeworth said. Seems too short. So my question is it like he only gave like Edgeworth half of it and he has the other half there? Yeah, most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Evidence list in the SL9 incident was ripped in half, so this part is all I've got. Okay, but can I look at it? Man, I still have so many pieces of evidence I have not used. Okay. Okay, I can't actually read it, though. Whoa. The fuck is this? Oh! This must be what Emma said. She said she drew a sketch, right? I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? Can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. Yeah, I think that Emma sketched this as her memory of what happened. And maybe... Is that why he had to take this half of the evidence list out? I shifted it a little bit. Wow, look at the size of the desk. We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident. Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list. What would this list be doing here? Better look a little more into this list. Yeah, I already did. Don't worry. Frickin' suit of armor. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. Emma the anarchist. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Yeah, I'm curious about, like, the spear here, because is that the tip of the halberd? Like, an actual halberd would be longer, the spear. But we know the halberd tip was taken off of the trophy. I feel like that's gonna I wonder if there's a misdirection on the murder weapon. Like, we know, the only issue is we know that the, that the tip of the switchblade was in Marshall. So that's an interesting thing. Alright, nothing to talk to you about. Can I present anything to you? Like the evidence list we just picked up? That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here? Yeah, it looks like the right side of the form's been torn off. So Mr. Edgeworth's list really was only half the whole thing. Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of that form, pal. The back? Yeah, I did. I already did. Don't worry. I got it. Okay, but that means I'm not 100% sure what to do next. Maybe we go talk to Edgeworth now that we have the other half of the list. Okay, let me present it to Edgeworth. See what he thinks. Right, please. Oh, no, really? Okay. Well, I'm still clearly missing something. Let me go back to the Wright and Company law offices, see if, no, we've already talked about all this. Anything here? Okay, I'm gonna check my hints to see what I'm missing here, because it's been a couple days since I played. I don't remember what I might be missing. Double check the hints thing. I went back up a level. I was like, was there something I missed in the chief's office? And there is. Because we were investigating the safe, and we found something, but Gumshoe wouldn't let us take it. So I need to present to him, and I saw this, present the jar. It's like, okay, I think this is just me forgetting because it's been a few days since I've played. Alright, let's present this. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. Like, what, yesterday? It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Oh! Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Oh my god, Gumshoe. Let's see if it fits. Heck yeah. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Well, I think it's going to be not too hard to do. They want me to... I think this, right? Yeah, there it goes. Easy peasy. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. Oh. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. Huh, was someone trying to write something? There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? And why would he use such a terrible password for his safe? Alright. Evidence from the SL9 incident. Final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Blood traces. Okay. Now... I'm gonna see if there's anything else I need to do. Oh, we still need to prove the relevance of the piece of cloth. Okay, so I had forgotten that was in the safe. There's a piece of cloth. The cloth-like stuff we have, like, we've got the rubber glove. We've got the shoe. I'll try the glove first because it's specifically SL9. If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information. So that's why I have to get it out of my system now. You understand, don't you? Don't be so negative, Detective. We do want you to share your information, though. Oh, who am I fooling? I never had anything useful to share to begin with. Got to stay positive. Good luck, Emma. The print had been wiped. Can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I don't know how I'm supposed to prove the relevance of this piece of cloth because I don't remember the cloth. Alright. I hate to use the hints so much. Fingerprints. I would not have considered this because I didn't think you could get fingerprints off of cloth. But, well, let's try this. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So, you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. Yeah, I hate to overuse the hints website, but, like, when it's been 4 or 5 days since I've played, and I just forget. Like, there's so much in this particular story. So many moving pieces and things going on, and I'm not playing it close enough together to remember it all. So, in that case, I don't mind. It keeps me going, but I'm trying not to look unless I really am stuck. Okay. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead. Take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this is the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? See, I forgot. It's like leather with a handprint. Okay, sure, that's obviously something you can fingerprint. I totally forgot about it. Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Oh, gumshoe. All right, let's fingerprint this. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Phoenix, just let her tell you. All right, let's get this over with. Let's dust. I'm dusting. Oh, this. Dusting. So, my friend Cold Run showed me a clip of somebody doing this on the original, I think Nintendo DS, maybe it was? And you literally had to blow into a microphone to blow this away, and I was like, that's kind of amazing, and also, I'm happy to be playing this on PlayStation 5. Blow. There we go. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? It doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Alright, let's try this finger. Because I have no idea which one will actually give us a good result. I do like the fingerprinting minigame though, it's fun. I like that we are gathering more evidence kind of forensically. Although, I'm not sure that's what you want your defense attorney doing, but still. Okay, that seems like it's probably pretty good coverage. A little more. This is definitely identifiable. Not quite. Yeah, wait. Huh. I mean, we knew she was there. But that's still surprising. I mean, I'm not surprised she would have forgotten. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? I feel like that cloth must be from, like, Neil Marshall's jacket. Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, well, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. The piece of cloth. Yeah, found in Chief Gant's safe. Evidence of her something, but what? Bears Emma Sky's prints. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Oh, hi, Gant. Eek! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. Well, don't worry, Gumshoe. We'll save your job by getting Gant thrown into prison, I hope. I guess. We'll be on our way too, then. Oh, wait. You the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Can't leave Emma there. Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. No, you just had to go sneaky in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? No, Phoenix is thinking. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. Okay, why did we leave Emma with him? After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Alright. Now I can talk to Lana again. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Huh? Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. He would. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Keeping quiet. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. Okay, because I've always thought that the reason she would lie is to protect someone. But I don't think she's protecting the murderer. I think she's protecting Emma. You know, from Gant, is my guess. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Well, it's Damon Gant, age 65. It's Mike Meekins. No. It's not herself, it's this asshole. Well, Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? Alright, let's talk about Damon Gant. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was in second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. I mean, we've got the jar. We've got the evidence list. I'll start with the evidence list. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. The jar piece, the piece of cloth. Okay, so I guess any of those would have worked. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. I knew it. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. Oh shit. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. Oh, so that's what Angel Star saw. I've been trying to figure out what she saw that she interpreted as Lana stabbing him, or if she just, like, made it up. But it didn't seem like she made it up. She seemed pretty clear. Okay. And that would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. Where'd he get the outfit? I want to know. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. Gotta get to the bottom of everything. Hell yeah, we do. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? Yeah, Neil Marshall's real murderer. To be continued. Oh boy, here we go. Last day of trial. And this is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 77777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Yeah, we know. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. This is interesting. Edgeworth is laying out his cards a little bit more directly here. I think he's trying to tell Phoenix, don't do it this way, I'll be forced to do that. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. She didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something. The only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. Huh? If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? Interesting. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Whew, here we go. Okay, the really funny thing is that for me right now, it is February 25th. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. Huh? But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Oh no. Chief Gant. Let's see what he has to say. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Okay, so Gant thinks that he controls Lana well enough that this is going to be the easiest way to close this quickly, I think, without incriminating himself. I think that's what's going on? What's all this about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? Yeah, they don't want any of his evidence or anything to come to light. I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. Lana, no. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, though this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial. Is Edgeworth going to object? Even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. Of course it is. Of course it's happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. I knew it. I knew he'd step in. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut? Oh, no way. Not Edgeworth bringing out the smarm to combat Gant. I love it. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Yeah, Edgeworth is like, I'm not gonna be your patsy again. It's not gonna happen. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Ms. Emma Skye. Oh, interesting. I request the court hears her testimony. Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. And I feel like Edgeworth has earned that through the previous trial with the DL6 incident and his father and everything. Like, he's earned saying that. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma. Emma Sky? My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. I think the judge is curious too. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Witness testimony 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It doesn't look like Damon Gant, though, you know. At least in that. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Are we still the defense? I thought Lana fired us. It would crack me up if then we see Lana doing it. Okay. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but never forgot what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Alright, let's hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just couldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough to ask about the picture? This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. The list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. That's fine. We've got one. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. I have it, though, but first I will press you on it. Drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. Guess I should check the evidence again. Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, let's continue. The scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Okay, I'm gonna press on this. That must have been a real shock. Even now when I close my eyes, I can still see just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Indeed. So I'm going to go back to the key moment, which I'm pretty sure is going to be this. But I'm out of time for today, so I'm going to have to remember when I have time again to play the game that I am presenting here that picture she drew. That'll be my goal. All right, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you the next time. Bye!